AI is going to become and will need to become a core sales competency. And that's good. But a lot of the sales managers that I'm working with are saying things like, they know their reps are experimenting with AI. They're just kind of worried about what they're doing with it and how to police that and control it all. And experimentation does sound quite risky, doesn't it? Because that responsibility of policing its adoption and utilization comes to you. And if somebody does something silly, or that's maybe non-compliant, that could come back to you as well. So there's a lot of risk riding on your shoulders. So that's what I want to talk about. You really need to start thinking about things like where in your workflows AI can be used, what kind of prompts people should be using, how to use those prompts. I've talked about that in other videos as well. Prompting isn't just about cutting and pasting a prompt that somebody's found into a chat and then kind of just taking the result. How you use those prompts is a whole conversation in itself, not for now. But that's something you need to start thinking about, the tonality, the structure of prompts and all that sort of stuff. Maybe you start thinking about creating an AI playbook for your sales team. That's what I'm working with some of my clients on. You also need to start thinking about, if people are using it, are they verifying the data that they're actually getting back? I said it's a great way for you coach from a coaching perspective. One of the things I teach a lot of my clients is how to build a coaching command center, we call it, where the AI actually becomes like a virtual coaching assistant for you. And that's great to do that because it really gives you some insight into how AI can be used, but also can hold you accountable for coaching and helping the improvement in performance of your individuals. So from a coaching fluency perspective, you need to start thinking about that. In your one-to-ones, start actually ask, how are you using AI today? Which AI tools are you using? What kind of output have they had? How have they used it? Has it been useful? Has it been disastrous or whatever? And start to get a picture of what is going on. As a leader now, I need you to start thinking about the integration of AI as a sales competency and the rules that kind of go around it. As I said, making sure it's on brand, making sure it supports your values, making sure you're compliant in the way that it is used, making sure it's bringing value to the sales organization and not becoming a shining object or a distraction to their day-to-day work, helping, making sure it's enhancing what they do and the way that they do things. Because the last thing we want is to kind of get this wrong. You don't want to lose a deal because somebody's just put in some generic AI prompt that they found on the internet to get them to write an email which they've used, which hasn't been verified or validated, and which creates a problem and potentially loses you the deal. Something to take away from this video, I'll put a link in the comments or in the description of this video, depending where you're watching it, to a cheat sheet that you can get from me, which has a series of AI prompts, and there's some training on how to use it, which is just as important, if not more important perhaps than the prompt themselves. But in particular, it'll help you diagnose underperformance kind of issues. Thanks for your time today. I'm Brian Conway. You take care and hope you have a great week ahead of you selling. Until next time, all the best. Bye-bye.